Welcome back to my reaction series. Stay with me as we react to videos from all over the internet that's going to make us question reality. Let's just start.
Costing that richer than all of them. Little Speed. My bad. Speed bigger than Kai. Let me ask you a question. Why you think Speed bigger than Kai? I'm gonna ask everybody. Why? I'm gonna ask.
So Speed is bigger than Kai.
Yeah.
I see he's with a lot of soccer players. I don't know if that's just more of a global sport.
You kind of touching it. You touching it.
He got more of a global presence. He do more traveling. Like
he hit it ham on the head.
Go to these
every country,
yeah,
bro.
And he there. And you see
that's how you get.
This little nigga is like Michael Jackson out that bitch.
For real?
Bro, Speed goes to every country. You know, one thing I'm learning is people only care about our people.
See,
that's when you lose. You lose that game. I just tell my homeboy, I'm like, bro, when I do reactions, bro, I look at my analytics and I look at my junk say globally. Bro, I got people in Hawaii, Africa, Spain, just different countries. I'm like,
yeah, right,
bro, they looking at me in Spain. Just stuff like that. I'm like, how the fuck? That YouTube shit is serious. It don't stop.
You hitchhike with bare feet?
In the summertime, yes, but not in the wintertime. It's not healthy to go barefoot in the wintertime.
No driver's license, no identification. What about social security card?
I don't have one. No, my parents did establish a social security number for me, and the card said not valid unless signed, so I never signed it. And then I studied the issue, and I decided to revoke my social security number.
So in a way, you don't exist.
Yeah, and I had a birth certificate, but there was a flood and it washed away, so I don't have that either. I don't exist in the eyes of the government, but I do exist in the lives of people that know me and my Father in heaven.
So you got to come out of the house if someone calls.
Yep.
So why do you have the phone out of the house? Want the distraction?
Yeah. If I'm studying my Bible or something, I don't want to be interrupted. I come out here to check messages, and when it's convenient for me on my schedule, I come, and then I'm going.
This is how you get your water?
Yes. I've got a little gutter on the back of this shed here, and just fills up this rain barrel, and then I just dip it out.
No filter?
No.
Do you ever read, Titus?
Yes, I like to read my Bible, and I like to read history.
The government doesn't want you to know that some people have superpowers. Watch this, y'all. This is insane. I don't see any strings, anything that could be helping him levitate this napkin. I've never seen anybody else do something like this. It looks like he's using just energy to manipulate this napkin. This man is a modern day wizard, y'all. So, do y'all think this is just camera magic, or is this guy legit? Maybe he's 1 in 1 billion that can actually do something like this. As always, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Stay weird.
I finally figured it out. The reason why God don't want you to kill people is because the demon that you're trying to kill is not the person. You're trying to kill the demon, but once you kill the person that you don't like or whatever that's causing you problems, it's not going to do nothing, because the demon that was in them, that's what you really don't like. The demon that's in them is going to jump into another body once you kill them, and you're going to be dealing with the same problems from another person. This is why it's pointless to kill people when you're a chosen one, when you're spiritual, period. Because you're dealing with demons, not people. You're dealing with weak-minded people that's being controlled by demons. You know what I'm saying? And once you get rid of them or kill them or something, that demon is going to jump into another body and stalk you from another place, basically.
This is definitely one of the darkest human experiments in history. We're talking about Unit 731 today, and just so you know what you're getting into, it's often referred to as the Auschwitz of the East. This is not a horror story, this is history, and history has a habit of repeating itself when we stop looking. So let's take a closer look at Unit 731. Reminder, I cover a lot of dark stuff on this page, and this story is particularly disturbing. Severe discretion is advised, but follow along if you want to hear more. Unit 731 was a top-secret research facility that were trying to develop biological and chemical weapons, and they often engaged in lethal human experimentation to do that. It was located in China, but it was run by the Japanese Army during World War II between the years of 1937 and 1945. So despite the fact that they called it a research facility, it was basically a death camp. Unit 731 would be most closely compared to the experiments performed by Dr. Mengele, though. The experiments were unimaginably depraved and reduced people's death to a data point. Like, to test frostbite, they would deliberately freeze limbs off of people and then just smash them off. They'd deliberately inject people with diseases like various venereal diseases, anthrax, cholera, even the bubonic plague. They'd do this either with injections or forcibly with another prisoner. Vivisections on live, conscious people were commonplace, to the point where they had jars filled with various parts of people all over the camp. Women were forced to get pregnant either by other prisoners in the camp or by the systemic assay perpetrated by the staff inside the compound, and then they were experimented on or dissected alive. Truth is, Unit 731 was a bloodbath. You'd think that Count Orlok was running the place. It was not. It was run by this man and some of the country's elite doctors. They experimented on all kinds of people, men, women, children, even babies. They also built biological weapons, like they poisoned wells, infected foods, and they dropped food over Chinese towns infected with the bubonic plague. Unit 731's death toll is estimated between 200 and 500,000.
What?
And in the final moments of World War II, when Japan saw that they were losing the war, all the prisoners were executed, the facility was burned, and the truth was buried. And worse still, there were no war criminals from Unit 731 because the doctors were offered immunity by the US in exchange for their medical data. Unit 731 was nothing but a sadistic scientific indulgence, an enormous miscarriage of justice, and it shows what happens when science loses its soul. No one survived Unit 731, and what I've told you barely scratches the surface, because honestly some of the details are just too disturbing for this video to not get taken down. But it's real and it happened, so I encourage you to do a deeper dive for yourself so that we remember and it never happens again.
Crazy.
Here are some fully insane things that have happened during the making of movies. While they were filming The Poltergeist, this actress had to unknowingly swim with real skeletons because they were cheaper than fake ones. The chocolate river in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was real chocolate milk that completely spoiled and apparently smelled horrible. Like the actors were actually getting sick on set. They were shooting Rocky IV. Sylvester Stallone asked Dolph Lundgren to hit him for real, and he hit him so hard that Stallone spent 9 days in the ICU with a swollen heart.
Really?
In Magnolia, the raining frogs aren't fake. Those are real frogs that they dropped from a crane because they thought it would look more realistic. This one's so crazy. The entire movie of Toy Story 2 was accidentally deleted when someone hit the wrong command on their computer. They couldn't reverse it or recover it, and the only reason we have the movie is because an employee just randomly made a backup one time at home. In Marie Antoinette, Kirsten Dunst and the other actresses had to wear historically accurate corsets, so they couldn't even eat properly during filming. Jim Carrey's costume in The Grinch was so unbearable, he underwent CIA torture training just to get through it. To mentally prepare for his role in Requiem for a Dream, Jared Leto lived for 3 weeks as a homeless heroin addict. I'm not even kidding. No, he actually said he did this. What does he mean? He did heroin to prepare for this role? Like, you could just, I don't know, be an actor. Like, what a concept.
How you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. Everything that happens to you, good or bad, is with this, is what you think, you heard? So you gotta make sure that you always thinking positive. And you gotta understand this, homie. I am enough. I am a God. I am protected. When you move in and you outside, you gotta always have your mind on that. 20 years from now, all y'all gonna wish I was the age y'all are right now. Or be happy that you did the right thing with the age you at. Because the youth is wasting on the young. These y'all best years. Don't waste them getting in problems with police, chasing stupid bitches. Don't be in your emotions. Never let your emotions supersede your intelligence. Okay? A lot of times we don't have nobody teach us how to be men out here because we don't have no daddies, or our daddies is goofies, or our daddy in the house, but he not in tune. You heard? So you gotta damn to become your own daddy. You heard? Y'all really raising yourself. You know what I'm saying? So hold on.
Don't chase nothing that's already solidified.
Yeah, right?
Okay, what if I told you you're alive during one of the greatest time periods in human history and you didn't even know it? And that there are great leaders alive right now that your ancestors will say, wow, you got to be there. You got to see them. You were alive during that time. Because it's true. And one of those great leaders is Trump. Because what Trump is doing is much greater than just being a president. He's returning power to the people globally. Barely anybody knows what's really going on. It's an absolutely phenomenal time to be alive because the time of tyrants and power and corruption are over. The time of billionaires hoarding wealth and pulling strings to their advantage is over. Trump isn't in there just to be the president. He isn't in there to just make America great again. He's in there to clean up house and to implement new technology that will radically transform the world. Have you heard of Web3? Cryptocurrencies, smart contracts, the blockchain? I know it's all confusing right now, but basically it's the next level of the internet. A faster, more secure internet. An internet that is not owned or controlled by anybody in a power position. You see, Trump's a winner. He's not a politician. He's an entrepreneur. He knows how to fix problems, and when somebody says there's a piece of technology that can make our world faster and more efficient, people like him say yes. But dirty, rotten scoundrel politicians, or people with too much money and power who do dirty things like drug dealing and people trafficking, didn't want this technology to emerge. Throughout history, it's always been the struggle of the ultra-wealthy individuals and the poor individuals, and they've been pulling levers to make the power go in their favor. They hoard more and more wealth, more power in their favor, and it got to a very dangerous tipping point, and we knew it would happen. But we've had our red dots on these guys for a very long time, and it had to be done the right way. We couldn't give power back to the people until we were ready, because power back to the people included forms of new technology. You see, we had to implement social media. We had to get the people talking, collaborating, building together, and we're doing that. We think it's just a fun game. It's much greater than that. We're sharing information. We're telling each other the truth. And the people, the wealthy elite that are in power, that have lots of money, never wanted us talking. They wanted us looking at the TV that they owned, the news stations, the television shows. They didn't want us sharing the truth. But it's too late because social media apps and videos and spreading information is spreading like wildfire. Pretty soon we'll be exchanging cryptocurrencies, a monetary system that they can't control. Nobody can control. Nobody can monopolize this new world that we're going into. Trump even said, I'm trying to make sure that monopolies don't happen. And several times, if you watched him live, he said, I'm returning power back to you. Now, there's much more people involved in this, but he's a big part of it. And all of the people who created these new technologies. There's a reason why the people who created Bitcoin are nameless, because you don't create something that takes power away from very powerful governments like China. But these governments are going down, and they barely even saw it coming. Taking down bad guys wasn't easy, but we've slowly revealed them, and the people picked up on it, and we've talked, and we've figured it out. Wealth and power is not where we're headed. It's not what we want for our world. We don't want ultra-wealthy people. We want an abundant world where people are thriving, where children aren't going hungry. We want technology that empowers us. Abraham Lincoln freed slavery, and Trump's doing something a little bit similar. Because we've been slaves to jobs, having to constantly work, struggle, and barely live, barely survive. The new technology that's coming, including robotics and AI, will completely free us from having to work endless hours. It's not natural, it's not normal, and create systems of wealth and monetary systems that actually help the people. So you have to ask yourself, well, then why does everybody hate him so much? And I would ask you this. If you were going to return power to the people globally, do you think some people would be pissed off? And do you think those people with lots of money and power would go after you, would try to turn the people against you? Just a thought. You're alive during one of the greats, the great presidents of the world, the great leaders of the world. And the shift is global. We're literally removing power from them and flowing it back to the people just because we have new technology. We are revealing the inequalities in our world, and we're talking about it. And we're fixing it. We've never had a communication system like this before. Social media is just the beginning. You can't lie in the new world. You can't be shady in the new world. And you can't own and control everything. You can't hoard massive amounts of wealth. But trust, our lifestyle will be very abundant and not very expensive. In fact, we're moving into a micro exchange economy. Cryptocurrencies that hold a lot of purchasing power, but you don't need that much money to survive. Everything digital, fast, and secure. And we have Trump to thank for helping us move into this new world. So people like Trump who care about the people of the world, because people like Trump are winners. They believed in themselves, they got to the top the right way, and they know that if they can do it, then we can do it too. if we have the right tools, if we have a system that's fair, that empowers the people. And that's what Web3 does. This is just the beginning. Trump's already implementing an AI-structured government, a faster, efficient government with much less corruption. And the technologies are emerging. And slowly by surely, you'll see yourself living a more happier, abundant life. All because great leaders were alive during this time. And the light came through. Because in the end, it always does. The darkness is the lie, and it's only a matter of time before it's revealed to be completely false, to be a complete sham. Drugs, people trafficking, wars. Say bye-bye. We don't need it in a world that's fast and prosperous, where the people are talking and agreeing and coming to conclusions. We don't need war. We don't need poverty. We don't need sickness. There was always more than enough. But they never wanted us to know that. Because bad people of the world who don't believe in themselves only believe in power games. And Trump is not a power game person, he's a person who empowers the people. So who's ready to rock and roll? Because I don't know what you did to earn this ticket, but you must have done something good, because you're here during the greatest transition of power of all time. No more wealthy elite ever again, and a new abundant world for the people.
Breaking news, and by breaking news, I mean this literally just happened last night. But in Vegas, where I live, right outside of Vegas, a 12-foot monolith showed up out of nowhere last night. Now, there's an area outside of Las Vegas, if you're familiar with Las Vegas, that's called Seven Magic Mountains. And it's this art installation. It's this gigantic structure of rocks that are different colors, and it's basically like a tourist attraction, a place where you can take photo ops and stuff like that. But last night, authorities have confirmed that a 12-foot monolith just showed up without permission, was given no permission and undetected. So there's no detection of it showing up.
How did they get
and they have
permission?
said that it will be removed, but further investigation is going on right now before it's removed. But this literally just happened last night outside of Las Vegas, and it's not the first time that a monolith has just randomly shown up all over the entire world. But I wanted to share that with you guys now. It is on the news. You can Google it, you can research it, but yeah, a 12-foot monolith just showed up in Las Vegas.
Crazy.
According to rock climbers, when you rock climbing all day or you want to rest in the middle of rock climbing, this is how you take a break. I want y'all to pay attention to something though. Outside of us probably never doing this in our life, what do y'all notice about every photo? There's something in every photo that's a common denominator in every photo. I'm trying to give y'all time to guess it on y'all own. You know what I'm saying? It's something coming about every single photo. What are y'all seeing that I'm seeing that is painfully obvious in every single photo? Are you there yet? I'm gonna get, I'm that kind of, I'm nice. I'm letting y'all look at them, letting y'all observe, pay attention. It's not that hard to figure out.
Oh, this
It's a common denominator. No anomaly in every photo. What is it? Do y'all want me to tell you right now? Okay, I'm gonna give you another picture. Almost done. You got it? Y'all ready for the big reveal? My name is Josh Prey, and I have over 1,000 videos dedicated to just going out and doing stuff. About 300-400 videos are dedicated to my white friends. It's called Things to Do with Your White Friends, right? To all of my white friends out there, I love y'all so much. Y'all mean a lot to me. And I know we like as black people, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to sport and being adventurous, we've been on y'all heels lately. Like 2025, the division is closing, it's less separation. We experiencing stuff together. Now it's kind of hard to say that's a white person thing because we all experiencing stuff together, and I love it for us. But I think I speak on the behalf of all the people of color. Y'all got this one. Y'all can have it. Don't worry. Don't even invite me. Listen, when you feel guilty about going and say you're going to rock climbing, and damn it, Josh would have loved to sleep on side of a mountain with me. You're wrong. I ain't gonna be mad at you. I ain't gonna hold it against you. I'm gonna give you some lunch money in case you want to go to a McDonald's up there or something. To my white friends, my Caucasian cousins, my bright brothers, this is one event, this is one sport. I'm pretty sure I ain't saying black people can't do it. I ain't saying we wouldn't be exceptional at it. I'm just saying you ain't even got to worry about it. If I pick up my phone and I see a mixed text message and you send me a screenshot from you hanging on the side of a mountain, I ain't gonna feel no kind of, our friendship is still intact. When you get home, we gonna go to Applebee's or Chili's together. We gonna play cornhole in the driveway. Okay, don't even worry about it. This is something you ain't even gotta worry about us trying to compete breathing, smiling while sleeping on the side of a mountain, hundreds of yards, not even feet, hundreds of yards above the earth, that if I fall, I ain't gonna bounce like a basketball, that if I fall, I'm gonna splat like that's the time it's gonna make when my body hit the damn earth. It's gonna be an asteroid crater. To all my white friends, y'all ain't ever gotta worry about nothing. Sometimes I feel I've got to run away. You ain't even gotta run. You can walk. I'll drop you off at the Grand Canyon, and I'll be back around 3:30 on Sunday to pick you up. This is something y'all ain't gotta worry about. Don't worry about it.
It's too much adventure.
Have fun.
Trump administration is trying to access the secret Vatican files, documents, and all the hidden information from the Vatican. No president of any country, no matter what their jurisdiction or standing is, has access to these files. Only the standing pope, that was Pope Francis, was allowed to access the Vatican files, secrets, informations, and ancient relics. The only way that anyone could ever gain access is if the standing pope dies. He can't even give permission for someone to see them. He literally has to be dead. I think it's a coincidence, allegedly, that J.D. Vance shakes this man's hand. The Vatican condemns him. The Pope tells him he is a nasty Catholic, a horrible Christian, and condemns them for what they are doing with the children in Gaza. And you think it's a coincidence this man is gone right after Resurrection Sunday? I specifically think they're after the final secret of the Lady Fatima that tells when the apocalypse will start. Not only did Nostradamus predict the death, his death, Pope Francis's death, but there is also information on telepathy, information on how to communicate with specific aliens that have been here, particularly the ones that frequent the Vatican that are in many photos, and the ones from that one crash. You know which one I'm talking about, way back in the day. We want to know how to control the ancient Egyptian obelisks that have so much fucking power that they can use for whatever. You guys know that I have done extensive research on the Vatican. What's at the Vatican? Who can access it at the Vatican? Babes, they have information on the Roswell, Mexico crash. Baba Vanga predicted that we will be able to use telepathy in 2025. That's where that information is hidden. I don't want to hear this man was sick and old. He was healed. He was sent home from the hospital. If you know anything about how lungs work, they don't work like that. That handshake, very significant. And if you know anything about our CIA and the weapons we have, that's one of the oldest weapons in the book, the good old handshake and pass. But this is all just a story out of a book, an interpretation, an act. Nothing I'm saying is real. Like, we're just reading a book, a silly little book. Come back for part 2 for me to read you a book.
Do you want me to give you a fun example of how little our government officials know about what's happening in private equity? Just a really fun example. Why do they want to shut down TikTok? What's the excuse they've been using? We know it's because Meta is paying them, but what excuse are they using?
Because China, it's dangerous that they're going to own our data. It's for national security.
All of the politicians have kids in private school for their safety, not because they're elitist. It's for their safety. They're in some of the most elite private schools in the United States, in every state in the United States. Do you know who acquired the largest collection of private school, like super elite private schools in the United States?
Who?
It sounds Italian. Primavera Private Equity. Do you know who they're owned by?
Who?
The Chinese Communist Party is literally in control of the most elite prep schools in the United States and the curriculum being taught to our politicians' children.
Wow.
I don't think anyone's ever actually let me say that on a podcast. I've never gotten that out, so you might have a fun clip there.
One of my favorite conspiracy theories is that your favorite celebrity, the one that you idolize and look up to, is actually just a high-class S-worker.
Okay.
Like, who would have thought? For wealthy billionaires from the Middle East, from Russia, from all over really, but often it's taking place on yachts, which is really interesting. So yachting is apparently a very open but known secret within Hollywood amongst like the models, the actresses, influencers. When their work gets a little bit dry and they don't know when the next gig is on, they get offered to go on these yachts with these really wealthy men. These men have so much money, you know, they're billionaires. They own $500 million yachts. And they can have whatever they want when they want it. For some of these celebrities, the yachting actually pays more than their career deals. Obviously. Or their like career events. Apparently it's a huge thing at the Cannes Film Festival. Like these billionaires will just park up their yachts and they'll have like 10 girls on each yacht. They might be influencers, models, actresses, but you'd be surprised by the names that you actually recognize. Maybe for some, the yachting just involves like partying and having fun with a bunch of rich men, but I think for most of them, there's a lot more that can go down. And it can be actually quite sickening stuff. If you really put it into perspective, some of these super yachts would cost, say, $4 million a week to rent. And you look at like the highest paid actress earning around $20 million a year. Realistically, they can't afford to be on that. Like they're on there getting paid to party and also for services. There's honestly so much to this. I really went down the rabbit hole and there's some really sick things that go on with it, especially in the Middle East. So I won't get into that, but put it this way, the guys have so much money, they can literally pay for anything they want, when they want, and there are no limits when you are of that level of wealth. I think it's really important for us to stop putting these celebrities on a pedestal. There's so much more that goes on behind the scenes that we don't see. If their lives look too good to be true, then they possibly are.
Digital currency is a trap for revolutions. Once we have universal digital currency, there will never be another revolution on the planet. Because the minute they see you using your money for hit that button, turn it off. Digital currency is a trap. And the black community has to come up with another type of an economy. That's doesn't depend on currency. It may have to depend on service, a service economy. You know what I mean by that? You need a babysitter for your son, right? My wife is a cook. Or no, you a cook. My wife gonna babysit. You gonna provide the food for the house. Okay. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm the psychologist. You the barber. I'm gonna do therapy for your children. You gonna cut my kids' hair. You follow what I'm saying? We're gonna need a service economy, trade with our money in order for us to survive what we about to go through as black people.
Agreed.
Why is Bill Gates buying up all of the farmland?
Yeah, that's
because
control the food.
Not only control the food, it's deeper. These ninjas, white ninjas, have come up with a technology that is, I think they call it RNA resistant crop. Not GMO no more. GMO, it don't grow again. You feel me? You grow one time, it decimates the soil, it's dead. GMO is cancer for the soil. This RNA resistant crop, you are able to engineer the seed to search and destroy a certain type of genetic composition.
How?
They can make a seed that will target black people, so when you ingest the fruit and vegetable, it automatically goes to attack on your immune system. Damn. Imagine putting the AIDS virus in your food. The reason Bill Gates is buying up all the farmland, allegedly, is so that he can grow all this RNA-resistant food, so now your fruits and vegetables become the thing that's killing you.
Yes.
Damn.
It's called a regime change operation. There have been about 100 of them by the United States, many in your countries, and many all over the world. That's what the CIA does for a living. Okay? Please know it. It's a very unusual kind of foreign policy. But in America, if you don't like the other side, you don't negotiate with them, you try to overthrow them. Preferably covertly. If it doesn't work covertly, you do it overtly. You always say it's not our fault, they're the aggressor, they're the other side, they're Hitler. That comes up every 2 or 3 years. Whether it's Saddam Hussein, whether it's Assad, whether it's Putin, that's very convenient. That's the only foreign policy explanation the American people are ever given anywhere. Well, we're facing Munich 1938. Well, we're facing Munich 1938. Can't talk to the other side. They're evil, implacable foes. That's the only model of foreign policy we ever hear from our mass media. And the mass media repeats it entirely because it's completely suborned by the U.S. government. I begged the Ukrainians, and I had a track record with the Ukrainians. I advised the Ukrainians. I'm not anti-Ukrainian, I'm pro-Ukrainian completely. I said, save your lives, save your sovereignty, save your territory, be neutral. Don't listen to the Americans. I repeated to them the famous adage of Henry Kissinger, that to be an enemy of the United States is dangerous, but to be a friend is fatal. Okay, so let me repeat that for Europe. To be an enemy of the United States is dangerous, but to be a friend is fatal. Trump does not want the losing hand. This is why it is more likely than not this war will end, because Trump and President Putin will agree to end the war. If Europe does all its great warmongering, it doesn't matter. The war is ending. So get it out of your system. Please tell your colleagues it's over. And it's over because Trump doesn't want to carry a loser. That's it. It's not some great morality. He doesn't want to carry a loser. This is a loser. The one that will be saved by the negotiations taking place right now is Ukraine. Second is Europe. Your stock market's rising in recent days by the horrible news of negotiations. I know this has been met with the sheer horror in these chambers, but this is the best news that you could get. Now, I encouraged, they don't listen to me, but I tried to reach out to some of the European leaders. Most don't want to hear anything from me at all. But I said, don't go to Kiev. Go to Moscow. Discuss with your counterparts. Are you kidding? You're Europe. You're 450 million people. You're a $20 trillion economy. You should be the main economic trading partner of Russia. It's natural links. By the way, if anyone would like to discuss how the U.S. blew up Nord Stream, I'd be happy to talk about that. On the Middle East, by the way, the U.S. completely handed over foreign policy to Netanyahu 30 years ago. The Israel lobby dominates American politics. Just have no doubt about it. I could explain for hours how it works. It's very dangerous. I'm hoping that Trump will not destroy his administration and worse, the Palestinian people, because of Netanyahu, who I regard as a war criminal, properly indicted by the ICC, and that needs to be told no more, that there will be a state of Palestine on the borders of the 4th of June, 1967, according to international law, as the only way for peace. It's the only way for Europe to have peace on your borders with the Middle East, is the two-state solution. There is only one obstacle to it, by the way, and that is the veto of the United States in the UN Security Council. So if you want to have some influence, tell the United States, drop the veto. You are together with 180 countries in the world. The only ones that oppose a Palestinian state are the United States, Israel, Micronesia, Nauru, Palau, Papua New Guinea, Mr. Malay, and Paraguay. So this is a place where Europe could have a big influence. Europe has gone silent about the JCPOA and Iran. Netanyahu's greatest dream in life is a war between the United States and Iran. He's not given up, and it's not impossible that that would come also. And that's because the U.S. in this regard does not.
Do you really want to talk about what Europe was doing in Africa? Rape, pillage, mass murder, torture, and slavery. That's what you were doing. That's what you were doing with all of your good brains and all of your good ideas. Stealing everyone's resources to take them back to your allegedly blessed good climate of Europe. And how are you going to talk about what Africa doesn't have when you either destroyed it or you stole it, anything that they did have? And you made yourselves wealthy and comfortable in Europe by doing that. You know, the kingdom of Benin, you destroyed the great city walls of Benin, the royal palace, you looted and you pillaged, and the same in Mali, the same in Zimbabwe, on and on. You destroy everyone else's stuff and then brag about being the only one who has stuff.
We don't go to another country to bring democracy. We go there for their resources, oil, metals, cheap labor. We don't go to bring democracy. We took this land from the Indians. We stole it. After we stole all the land we need, we put up the sign, "Thou shalt not steal." Democracy is a con game. It's a word invented to placate people, to make them accept a given institution. All institutions sing, "We are free." The minute you hear freedom and democracy, watch out. Because in a truly free nation, no one has to tell you you're free. Well, this system...
This genuinely makes no sense at all.
What's that?
What kind of optical illusion is this? It's so far away. That doesn't make any sense. Hold on. I'm doing it again. I'm backing up. I'm backing up.
It comes closer.
And then I'm...
How?
Bro. How is he doing that? That doesn't make any sense at all.
Because I don't know any black people that have ever adopted white children.
Madonna did it.
I'm going to say it again. I don't know any black people that have adopted white children.
Black people who have adopted white children.
I'm going to say it again. I don't know any black people that have adopted white children.
Yeah, Madonna did it. Are you fine?
Bro, what
have I said wrong?
I don't know any black people that have adopted white children.
Hold on, is this a riddle? What are you...
What?
Madonna! Madonna adopted a black kid.
I don't know any black people that have adopted white children.
What am I getting wrong? You fucking idiot. Say it again.
I don't know any black people that have adopted white children.
Black people
have I said something wrong, or are you just repeating it? What's going on?
No, you said something wrong.
I said something wrong.
Yeah. What's your answer to that?
Kylie Minogue had black kids.
No, she didn't.
Madonna then? What one is it?
Yeah, Madonna did.
She did?
Yeah, but I don't know any black people that have adopted white children.
Listen, bro.
What am I getting confused with? I don't get...
Madonna's fucking white!
Yeah.
She adopted black kids. I don't know any black people that have adopted
you
white
don't know any
children.
black people?
You fucking idiot!
Station Howard, this is great. Now,
but maybe
just maybe
he can do it, Danny.
This is skill, yeah.
Oh boy, did he kick that in.
Yeah. Looks like Guala Guala. Oh, this is Guala.
Kicking over the ashtrays. Brilliant shots. That was deliberate.
Yeah. This is a skill.
还好打进哦。
This is a skill. This is a skill. This is a skill.
Ich hoffe, du sitzt vielleicht später.
Oh. Oh. Der zum Abschluss.
And he's going 3 rails and gonna hit the pile.
Mad.
He's going 3 rails and gonna hit. Oh, look, he
Nice
killed
shot.
it.
He's on his
Nice
way.
shot.
More, beautiful.
Nice shot. Nice shot. Respect. Alright, so we've come to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Crazy videos, a lot about politics today though, but then yeah, I really enjoyed it and I learned something new. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and also share with your friends, and also click on the notification bell icon so that any content that I post, you will be the first to get it. Adios amigos, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.